Bobby, rich and tall, they got the rhythm and the hype. Talking about the noise brigade, stirring up noise all night. They dive deep into the madness. No topic left unturned, from corn dog to Johnny Bench. It's the knowledge we have learned, LRG have learned. LRG shipping woes, they shed light on it all. No cryptids left unknown, they'll tear down every wall. The rebels of the podcast world, breaking all the rules, giving voice to the unheard, making sure no one falls. From wrestling to mysteries, they cover it all. Bobby, Rich, and Tom, they'll never let us fall.
Yo,
What's up,
what's
man?
going on, man? Been a while. We're
Not
we're
a whole hell of a lot.
we're richless tonight.
Yeah, we're richless. It's
Sounds a
I
good
don't know where he
hashtag.
went.
Richless.
Richless?
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag richless.
Hashtag richless. Richless. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like I like that one. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
like the fact that it's not here.
Well, yeah. Wish he was here.
I just like calling it a richless episode.
Yeah, just hashtag richless. Yeah,
Yeah,
do a little
exactly.
hashtag with your fingers too.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag richless.
Hashtag richless.
So we've obviously we're pretty video game heavy folks here. We dive in pretty frequently to these things, but look, we have not recorded in a while, and we've got some different things to talk about, some new games, some I know you've seen some different films we want to chit chat about, and I don't know, I'm just kind of curious to dive in. Do you want to go Nintendo first, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, let's talk some Nintendo. Something I saw today, a report saying that not only has the chipset for the PlayStation 5 Pro shipped, but the Switch 2 chipset has also shipped.
Ooh, nice.
So the twofer.
Well, and you know what? Makes sense. August 18th, as we record this, we're 4 months shy of Christmas. That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I don't know.
Makes
Maybe
a whole lot of sense. But I don't think we're going to see the Switch 2 before holiday 2024. I think that's going to be more of a spring 2025. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's what the crazy thing is. 4 months prior, chipset shipments, whatever. You're right. I mean, you were talking a whole gamut of things that has to happen behind the scenes in the factory, whatever. And you're likely very right about that. Probably on both the cord, for anything PlayStation related or on the Nintendo side of things. Possibly a little late to the game, but how awesome would that be? Talk about a nice holiday rush.
Right.
I mean, come on. But yeah, I mean, everything Nintendo has always been so, behind closed doors with all that. Yeah, there's been leaks here and there, but who to believe with any of that? So, but no, that's cool. Cool news nonetheless.
Yeah, and then we've got news, and again, we're behind. So I mean, this game's, I think, fairly close to releasing, but we're finally getting a Legend of Zelda game where it is actually Zelda that you play as. That's not on the CDI.
Yeah, and it's Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. It actually doesn't release for a little bit over a month, so we're not that far off yet. But no, you and I were chit chatting about this before we started recording. It's kind of in that old school Link's Awakening type format, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same kind of character models and same kind of game engine, I would imagine, that they used for the Link's Awakening remaster for the Switch, which is a very cartoony, toyish look to it, and I mean, still very good. Nothing that I would. I'm not gonna poo-poo the game. The only thing I don't like about that engine is it gets very the top and the bottom of the screen, and actually I guess all of the edges get kind of blurry on purpose. And so it's one of those ones where you don't really necessarily, it's good, but that is a little bit of an impediment to my enjoyment of it.
Right. And it's funny too, because at this point you have, I don't know, either your hardcore Zelda fans who are going to, just gravitate toward every single Zelda game released. Or now have this, to me, you have another sect of fans that I've kind of have gravitated toward myself with Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, those more, open world RPG, whatever type style games that you want to take that are just a completely different flavor. So the cool thing about a game like this is that you just completely still cater your fan base. And again, you open up to possibly more people, which Nintendo was just always so brilliant for that. And then you've seen this time and time again with the Mario games through the years and the Zelda games through the years. Um, I firmly hold that belief as to the reasons why Zelda and Zelda 2 for the NES were such different titles. You know, I mean, you have your scroller, and then you have, the original, which is such an amazing game that, you know, it's like I'm at a loss for words on how to describe how cool that game is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, you open up your fan, you open up your audience that way. So cool to see this one. Again, we have a release in September for this new Zelda game, which you said is Play as Zelda. It's Echoes of Wisdom, and it's set to release on September the 26th. You did mention to me too off recording though new Mario game.
Yeah, so we've got Mario and Luigi Brothership.
You have to fill me in on this one. I don't know anything about this one at all.
So it's part of the Mario and Luigi series, which started on the Game Boy Advance. It's an RPG, and you control both Mario and Luigi. And so this one, I haven't looked too far into it beyond the fact that it is the Mario and Luigi series, which tends to be really, really good. It's known for quirky gameplay. It's an RPG with action elements. And they're very quirky games.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever really dove in on any of these games before, so this was kind of new to me. I don't really, this wasn't my thing. I don't know why, but
Definitely worth a shot if you've never played any of the Mario and Luigi RPG type games. I would give it a shot. I think it would be right up your alley. It's a fun game, and they tend to throw more offbeat stories in. The gameplay elements are different. It's better than like what was that, Origami Stars or whatever. Was it Paper Mario Origami King?
oh yeah. The Origami King, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed. I mean, it's much. That was the one for the 3DS, right? Or was that the one for the Switch?
No, I think that. Well, I mean, it came out on the Switch. I don't know if it.
Okay, never mind. So not better than that one. I don't want to talk trash on that, but Sticker Star. That's the one I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
So much better than Sticker Star. It's unfair really to compare it to the Paper Mario games because it is different, but it's similar in that they tell, like I said, they tell more offbeat stories, more quirkiness to it, just more fun. They do a lot of fun things with those games. So
Gotcha.
highly recommend that. While we've been away, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD came out. It was known as Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS. That's now come out on the Switch. So if you liked Luigi's Mansion 3, that this is the way to go. It's another, great Luigi's Mansion game. And Super Mario Party Jamboree,
Yeah,
I
I want to
believe.
talk about that one. I saw that.
Yeah, that's going to be coming out in October. So I'm stoked about that because I love the Mario Party games. And then we got Metroid Dread 4 or Metroid Prime 4, which finally got its subtitle, and I can't remember what the hell it is. Let's see.
Let's see. Metroid Prime 4. I was looking up the Mario Party Jamboree game, by the way, and it has me hooked on just the first line on the Nintendo.com splash page for it. In the description, it just says, from running through merry-go-rounds to motion control mini golf.
Ooh.
Brother, that's all I needed to hear. But 110 mini games, over 110 mini games, and 7 boards.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
sweet.
And
That is
Metroid
sweet.
Prime 4 is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Okay.
So I'll be grabbing that. But
Yeah, no, those are like definitely some cool things coming toward the holiday season here. Because when is Metroid? Oh, that one doesn't come out until next year, but
yeah,
close
I have a
enough.
feeling that one's going to be announced as a Switch 2 launch title.
Good Lord. Prime 4 was originally announced at E3 in 2017.
Yep. It's Duke Nukem Forever for the
Mm-hmm.
Switch.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But no, I'm really excited. I saw the Jamboree thing. That's right up my alley too. We've talked about it on here many a time. Can't tell you how many times we've played different variants of Mario Party over the years, and super excited for this one. This one has a release date in October, as you said. So yeah, that will be a nice Christmas gift for a lot of folk. So,
Oh yeah, big time.
But yeah, no. Speaking of Nintendo, real quick, I just want to kind of stay in the same vein. I've been playing a ton of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, and I just have to say this: um, I hate Kid Icarus probably more than I ever have before. It just, it angers me even more that I have to try to speed run anything in that game. But I try. I never realized I was as good at Donkey Kong for the NES that I was, but I'm actually really good at that one. Probably better than any other game on that thing. The other thing that I've really learned is an incredibly hard thing to do is grabbing the first mushroom in World 1-1 in Super Mario Brothers and try to speed run and how quick you can grab that thing. I think I'm at like 4.4, 4.5, whatever it is, seconds. Whatever it is, it's not S class. It's not the Nintendo's top thing. It's only A plus plus or whatever.
Get the fuck out.
You would think that, like, having done that for 30 something years, that you'd be able to. No, I can't do it.
Dude. Hey, speaking of Super Mario Brothers 1, so Up, Down, Down, Tyler Breeze and Cesaro have been. I haven't seen any more episodes of it, but they started trying to play through every single Mario game from start to finish. And it's amazing the amount of shit that I thought that everyone knew about that game that they do not know.
I could see
And
that. Yeah, I could see
like
that.
not knowing that and now I can't remember. I think it's select. You hold select to continue from the stage you were on when you get a game over.
Oh yeah.
They didn't know that. They didn't know the warp zone in level 4-2.
I would go to 8-1.
Yeah, they've been going to the end and going just to the one that warps you to 5. So they don't even know. And every time I'm like, they almost got it. They almost like because they'll hit like one of the hidden bricks, and then
Oh,
they'll
and then they'll
just
block
continue.
themselves, or
No, they just
they
won't
won't go
even
back and hit the
continue.
one for the vine. So, and in the World Championships game, that's actually one of the challenges is to run through how fast you can do the game. And so, obviously, you have to finish 1-1. You go to 1-2. You go to the warp. You get a 4-1. Go to 4-2, and then you go to 8-1, and then run the gamut and through the 8 levels. But that they actually map it out. The quickest I've been able to do it, because I keep getting stuck in 8-4, because 8-4 is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
It's a hard level. It's very puzzle oriented for the time anyway. It's very puzzle oriented. You have to remember, like, okay, where am I at? And then, okay, wait, what sequence of pipes am I at to go down? Okay, good, I'm in the water now. Oh, good, I'll get the Bowser. You got to remember where you're at. And I've done it in either right at 10 minutes or just sub 10 minutes. But I'm getting stuck toward the end. So I'm basically adding a couple minutes every time. But you can get to the end playing like you were talking about, the warps there in like 6-7 minutes. I mean, you can do it. The
yeah.
end of that game, it's pretty fast. But it amazes me though, like the true real speedrunners that do that stuff, because it's like, I'm sitting there trying to like just get myself an extra little few seconds doing something, and it's like, it's all, people memorize this stuff. It's because it's all, that those games back then, that's all it was. It's all memorization, and it's all muscle memory. So I mean,
Right.
you
But it was
know
just amazing to me, like watching them play, and they're like, "Wait, so every time we die, we have to start all the way back at the first level?" I'm like, "No!" Like I'm trying to like talk to the TV, like, "No, no, no, just do this." And then like when they keep on passing that vine in 4-2, and I'm like, "Oh, come on, guys, you're better than this." I'm like, eh, and they're just, and at one point, Breeze even goes, "Hey, are there vines in this one?" And I'm sorry, Claudio Castagnoli's like, "No, that started in 2." I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
"No, no, they're
Oh,
in the game, dude."
well, and here's the thing. So Tyler Breeze is 36 years old. So, well, he should know. He's older than me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 43.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah, see, he'll be 44 in December. So
He's still
he should
younger than me.
know. He should know, though.
Yeah,
No,
he
I mean,
should
I
know.
know it. He's old. He's young. He's older than me, and I know that.
Right.
But no, it's I tell you what, it's fun to go back, these little mini games that you do, and um, and they have it set up so funny, because it's like Metroid, for example, as we talked about, Metroid 4, Metroid Prime 4. The original Metroid is included in the NES edition World Championship game, and the first challenge is to go collect the ball power up. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
Samus
the
can
morph
become
ball.
a ball. Yeah, that's not hard. You just go to the left side of the screen, jump, fall. But dude, I don't know any other way on how to, like what I've been doing. Again, I can't get an S time on that because it's jump, fall. Like there's nothing else to do.
Right.
Or shooting the 2 little alien enemies that are above you right when you start. Like the quickest I can do that's 3.13 seconds. I don't know how else to do that, and that's apparently not fast enough. But it's
I
fun though.
can't hear Metroid though without thinking of that meme. Why can't Metroid crawl?
Oh, oh why?
Yeah, from the
Yeah,
Miiverse.
yeah.
Why can't Metroid crawl? Because
But speaking,
Metroid ball.
Oh, speaking of movies, though, you did mention to me you saw Borderlands, man. I need to hear your take on this one.
So, all right, my biggest complaint is, and maybe this is a dumb complaint, but I played maybe half an hour of Borderlands 3. That's pretty much my experience with the series. Besides playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, um, and I knew the biggest plot turn in the entire movie just from playing that 30 minutes of the third game. So I already knew the biggest plot twist in the movie. So I was kind of like, oh shit, okay. Um, I guess. Like, but it wasn't a bad movie. Like I really don't understand why everybody was shitting on it. Like it's not. I don't think it's that bad a movie. Now, granted, I'm not a huge fan of the games. Like I said, I've played 30 minutes of the third game in the series, and I've played a spinoff. Like, so I'm not. Maybe
So
I'm
you,
not the
so you
target.
right, you went and saw it as more of a fact of like, okay, hey, I know very little, nothing to little about the Borderlands series. I'm just gonna go watch this as an enjoyable movie.
Right. Like I knew everybody was talking shit, and I knew everybody was like everybody has been shitting all over the movie, like immensely. And but Peyton really wanted to see it. So me and my dad were like, all right, dude, let's go. So we took him to go see it, and it was just the only complaint I asked them, I said, all right, what did you guys think of that movie? And they both said the same thing, which was they thought that the pacing was a little off, which I can see that. They said it started out too fast and
Mm.
then slowed down, like kind of almost halted, which I get. I 100% get that. And that would be probably my only major complaint too, besides the fact that, you know, I knew the biggest plot. Like I said, I knew the biggest plot twist because I played 30 minutes of the third game. So it I don't know. Not as bad as everybody makes it out to be, I don't think. I think it's a good popcorn movie. It's a good, you want to waste a little bit of time and watch a movie, might as well.
Yeah, I wanted to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm a big fan of the games. You know, the loot based thing to me is obviously I tend to go for with that game anyway, or that series. Um, I really loved Borderlands 2. Didn't quite get much into 3, but I played a lot of it. I think because the first two were so different to me, based on, oh, this is really cool. Like it's just such a different. I mean, it's similar to other games I played, but like they almost had a way of like making fun of themselves, like making fun of the genres, and just the interjecting the comedic, things to it, and it just was really cool to me. And seeing the fact they're making a movie out of it, it was like, ooh, this is awesome. But I saw the same thing you did, that people were just like bashing it, and it's like, I get it. Like maybe it just didn't live up to your standards of whatever it should match up to the game, but that's kind of the whole point of the game. The game was like this comedic release. I mean, that was the whole point. Like it wasn't supposed to be this like over the top serious thing. It was basically there to make fun of itself, and kind of like an over the top Mad Max, what, in a way. I don't know, like it just was that way. Like you could get away with whatever in
Right.
that world. And I don't know, I really enjoyed playing the games. I don't know that um I'll get a chance to see the movie in the theaters, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. And maybe that's just because I don't get a chance to see a lot of stuff in the theaters. But no, I really really excited to kind of check it out myself. But I'm kind of glad that you said that you kind of enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad movie. I really don't. I think it's, yes, like I said, it's got some issues, but nothing that's going to keep me from, nothing kept me from being like, nothing kept me from saying I wouldn't see it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, dude, don't see that movie. Like, there's movies that I've seen that I'll tell people, don't waste your time.
Right.
Talented Mr. Ripley. I'm trying to
Oh,
think. There was another one that I saw that Burn After Reading, which everybody loved, and I just couldn't stomach that movie anymore. Like, it had some funny parts in it, but not a good movie. And this was not that kind of movie. It was a good popcorn flick. It was, it wasn't Deadpool and Wolverine, but
which I need to hear your, because I have not yet seen that either. Which, like I said, I don't get the chance to go to the theater a lot. So, now I think it's a good segue, man. Without any spoilers.
yeah, without
Yeah.
any spoilers, which is going to be hard because there's a lot of it is based on stuff like characters, other characters. I'll say that. Um, you get some closure for some characters that is pretty cool. You get some doors opening for some characters that is pretty cool. It loops in a lot of stuff. Loops in. Have you watched Loki at all?
No, I have not.
Okay. You need to watch seasons 1 and 2 of Loki before you see this movie. You need to you've seen all the original X-Men movies, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you'll see some stuff from that. Some cut concepts from movies showed up in this. I can't really say much more without saying it was, all I can say is it was an awesome movie, and just go in with an open mind and be prepared for things that you never thought you'd see.
Gotcha. Good. But now I'm curious though, because I was actually talking about Deadpool and Deadpool 2 with someone recently, who had never seen the movies until within like basically the last month. Just wasn't like, their cup of tea. But decided and sat down and finally watched them and like absolutely loved them. Just because, weren't a big comic book person, but finally decided to dive in. So comparatively to Deadpool 2, does it hold the same standard as far as, or is it just that different to where it's like, I wouldn't really want to compare it?
I wouldn't really compare it. There's a specific story to Deadpool 1. There's a specific story to Deadpool 2. There's a specific story to Deadpool 3. It's Deadpool 3. It's so hard to talk about with trying not to spoil anything, because there's so much that goes into it. Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2 are self-contained. You could go see Deadpool 1, you could go see Deadpool 2. As long as you've seen Deadpool 1, you'll get everything about Deadpool 2.
Right.
Right. Deadpool 3 doesn't require, but it's much more fulfilling if you've been on the entire journey.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So the required reading is more, but the level of enjoyment you get out of it for doing that required reading, and I say required reading in required watching,
Right.
not necessarily not reading the comic books, but the comic books will even really help too. There's just so much to it. But even like my sister rarely ever goes to the movies when we go, and she even went, and she said it was the best one.
Oh, no kidding.
So yeah, um, it's up there for me. It's definitely up there. I think it's funny. I think that Marvel has tended to really hit the third movie out of the park with some of their trilogies, like the Captain America trilogy. So you had Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then Civil War. And I thought they hit the ball out of the park with Civil War. I mean, I've enjoyed that entire trilogy.
Mhm.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was great. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was great. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is probably one of my top favorite movies of all time. Like top 10. Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, great movies. Deadpool and Wolverine might be again in my favorite movies of all time.
Nice.
So it's and even with the Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man um No Way Home. And No Way Home was probably the best of the three. And again, dude, it was so good. And trying to explain it really without spoilers is very hard. And I just highly recommend that you see it as soon as possible so that we can actually talk about it because it's that damn good.
Awesome. No, I'm gonna try to. But I know there's a couple more things we want to do real quick here. In terms of things that you've watched. Uh, Anything that comes to the top of your head on what you're currently watching, or
Yeah, so Umbrella Academy season 4, the final season came out. I started watching it and then our internet shit the bed because we're still waiting on good internet to get installed. We're currently using AT&T Wi-Fi bullshit that is just terrible. It's like 5G internet and like trying to dude, I swear to God, I was downloading a couple games on my Xbox and it literally took me 3 days. Peyton has gotten booted off of games because it says your internet is too slow. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure I have figured out the whole 5G thing because we have 5G here, and every time I've speed tested it, I don't seem to get any more than like 2 megs down. So I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's fucking terrible. But I had been watching, and I've got to go through and finish Resident Alien, which started on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's now on Netflix and I think Paramount Plus or Peacock, one or the other. Starring Alan Tudyk
Mm-hmm.
and
Steve the
it's
Pirate.
Steve the Pirate. Dude, it's fucking amazing. He plays an alien who crash lands on Earth. He's supposed to come to Earth and blow it up. And his ship gets struck by lightning. And the weapon that he was going to use not to blow up the Earth. He was going to use this weapon and it would kill all human life on Earth, but all animal life and plant life would be okay. But it would just eliminate humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And his ship gets struck by lightning and he crash lands because he drops the weapon and then he crash lands. And he ends up taking over the life of this doctor in this small town. And he can shapeshift, but certain humans have some kind of gene that allows them to see through his shapeshifting and see what he actually looks like. So it's really, really cool. And it's like a comedy, like a horror comedy, sci-fi thing where like mostly funny, but sometimes he ends up like killing someone by accident. Stuff
Hey,
like that. Like,
it's
you know, like
always
somebody
good.
does, like yeah, like we do on a daily basis,
Yeah,
accidentally, you know. But
Um,
nah, dude, it's really good. It's really funny too.
what's that on?
Right now, it's streaming on Netflix, and I think it's Peacock. I'm fairly
Okay.
certain it's Peacock.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it started out on the Sci-Fi Channel on regular cable, but now it's streaming there, and dude, highly recommended. It's very funny, literally laugh out loud funny at points, and it's really good.
Let's check that one out. Before we close up shop, though, man, I'll be honest. Like, watch anything, I really haven't done a whole lot. It's been crazy the last several weeks. Been doing a lot of stuff at our house and post our summer travels, and kids are back in school. Daniel has gotten me on though, and finally, probably going to pick up another episode here of Why Women Kill. So that's basically my thing. But season 2, Nick Frost. You can't go wrong with Nick Frost. I mean,
Yeah, Nick Frost is great.
So, but anyhow, yeah, we'll have to get Rich on here at some point again, because we've been Richless tonight.